guys and companies that are causing a dent in the tech space in Africa. They are the next set of guys that you need to look out for. This is Dami on Naija Business TV.
Hello, I'm Akbara Obinna from Insight. Basically, Insight is a social media monitoring tool and data analytics tool. We collect data that exists on social media and analyze this data for specific industries and companies so that they can get meaningful insights as to what their customers are saying or thinking about them on social media. A simple use case is a company that wants to know, that released a new product. So they go on our platform, they can target that product with keywords or hashtags that they use to spread the campaign. Then our platform will mine data, collect data from social media relating to that particular keyword or hashtag that they are tracking. Then there's an inference engine that tries to make sense of this data. So it understands the data and generates meaningful reports in different forms, like what people think about the product. Are people happy? How many percent are happy and how many percent are sad? How many percent are satisfied? And all that other form of data. You can also get influencers in that particular region and so many other meaningful information that can influence decision. So the unique part of our model is that we've created a technology around the artificial intelligence system that can understand, that can learn new languages. So we have currently deployed Pidgin. We have currently deployed Pidgin English. So our system currently understands English and Pidgin English, and it can also extend into other local languages. So this makes for more accurate interpretation of this data that exists on social media. As you know, Africa has so many languages, and we need to understand each individual one to be able to get what people are saying. So the challenges we faced so far include, anyways, the technology is relatively new. So a lot of these existing platforms, or let's say educational resources, are relatively new and so complicated, difficult to understand. So it's a large curve to learn. Although we've been able to surmount that. Then another field is that many of the data that are used to train artificial intelligence models exist in English. So basically, for us to learn a new language, we have to do the work of collecting the data that we will use to train the artificial intelligence system and organizing it in such a way that the system will understand. That's a little part of the process or challenge. Then others are normal ones that companies face and startups face in Nigeria. Funding and the right resource, another form of resources that we need to get going. And currently, although thanks to Facebook, we've been able to surmount some of these problems. They've given us the strength to go this far, and we hope to do them proud. Okay, so this venture actually started as research for us personally at Insight. So we came together and saw that divide in natural language processing systems not being able to understand local languages. So this makes for inaccurate translations or inaccurate understanding of this content of texts that contain local language. So that was our main startup. Then for the funding, because it was a research, we had to really commit our own personal fundings to it. So as much savings as we've had over the period of time while we were in school. So we committed most of our fundings into the research and to generate we came up with innovative ways to solve the problem so that it would cost less. So our own little funding will be able to carry it. Then when the thing became quite enormous for us, Facebook came to our rescue with the grant that allowed us to scale up to this extent. So we've been able to do more researches, we've been able to carry out more experiments and so many other things with the funding that we got from Facebook. So majorly it's been our personal funding and the grants from Facebook, and we thank Facebook for that. Yeah, my general take when it comes to Africa and opportunities and businesses, Africa is a virgin market. It's almost not tapped, and we have the population, we have so much resources, raw material that needs to be refined. In terms of businesses, we know that most African businesses and startups, they generally tend to import solutions, and it's been a challenge for us to be able to convince them. There's something that we are actively trying to do. So we have to convince them to look inwards, to look local, and try to get solutions that are built in Africa and use it to solve Africa's problem. So our take is that Africa should be able to, Africa has bright minds, Africa has great minds that can solve our problem. So our businesses, our investors and every other person should look inwards, look into Africa and get solutions that would solve the immediate problems around us. Currently, my free time it's almost non-existent, because as startups we generally tend to devote so much time into it. It's not a 9-to-5 thing, something that I have deadlines to meet, so I generally have to sit down and work into the night, even till the next morning. So about the little free time I have, I try to be as sporty as possible to keep fit. I take runs, play tennis, and other form of interesting sports. And also I love video games, so that's majorly what I do. Then in the next 10 years, I hope to, I see myself doing great things in Nigeria. We, as a company, we are looking towards bridging that divide when it comes to artificial intelligence and local languages. So not just Nigerian language, but Africa at large. There's a divide when it comes to artificial intelligence systems understanding. They tend to understand only English, and they tend to speak English, they tend to reason in English. So we are trying to bridge that divide. So we are trying to create a pipeline that will enable artificial intelligence understand each individual local language, or to be able to learn each individual local languages. So then we are creating a pipeline that will enable other industries to tap into our own technology to build systems that understand local language. So in different forms, we hope to dive into IoT, and we hope to interest people in IoT, interest people in deep tech, VR, to build artificial intelligence or to integrate artificial intelligence systems that is wise enough to understand our local language. Thank you.